Hi, I'm Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, this week we're in Lakeland, Florida for the Lake Mirror Classic. This is a really interesting event. It's sort of two shows in one. Down here on the shores of Lake Mirror, you've got a Concours d'Elegance with 175 of the finest cars you'll see anywhere, not to mention motorcycles and wooden boats. But 2 blocks up that way, they've cordoned off 12 blocks of downtown Lakeland for another 400 or 500 rods, customs, muscle cars, sports cars, everything on wheels. So there's a lot going on here, and we got a lot to get done. So let's get down to business. Hey Ford, how you doing?
I'm good, Dennis. Welcome.
Oh man, what a show this is! I can't believe this. And, people say you really need to check this show out sometime. I'm going, yeah, okay, Central Florida, inland, Lake Mirror Classic. I can't believe this. This is, first of all, Lakeland's a gorgeous place.
Thank you.
It's a nice town, but this venue is killer.
Oh yeah, we're very proud of this venue, and it's so gratifying when we have guests like yourself, overwhelmed and impressed. But this lake is really special to Lakeland. This promenade was originally built in the 1920s.
Wow.
And in 1998, the city restored the park and removed the street that had been put in. And when they did that, I saw this and I said, this is a great venue and opportunity to do a really nice car show. So we have 2 events going on simultaneously. Here we have about 175 cars that are in the judge part of the show. Mm-hmm. And then uptown we have the festival part of the show with another 350 show cars.
And now this is your what, the 10th year?
This is our 10th event.
And like you say, 175 or so down here. You mentioned like 300 or so. I'm telling you, there's more than 300 cars up there.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of cars.
packed.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple areas for cars that arrive that are not registered. Mm-hmm. That easily puts us well over probably the 600 car mark.
It's incredible. And what a diverse setting, a diverse venue. And again, something for everybody. I'm just having a blast here. It's been
Good.
Great.
Well, we're glad you're here, Dennis.
Well, before we have to work too hard, though, there's a few of these micro cars over there.
Let's go check them out.
Let's check those babies out. Well, Mark, this is a really cool little ride here. It's a 39 Bantam Pickup, right?
Correct.
These are great. Now, I guess they fit into the micro car category or close to it. They're right on the cusp,
technically,
right?
they do, right. They're on the large end of them.
Now, the 39 Bantam Pickup. But if I know all you microcar crazies, this is not your only Bantam, is it?
You're absolutely right. We have 4 of them.
Yeah, 4 of them. It's a disease.
They multiply in the garage.
Now, where were these made?
They were made in Butler, Pennsylvania from 1938 to 1941.
So not a long run.
No, not
How
at
many
all.
made?
Bantams, about 6,000 total.
And how about the trucks?
Of the trucks, about 450.
Well, nice interior, actually. I mean, it looks like fairly comfortable.
It is once you get in.
That's the trick, huh?
The trick is folding the legs to get in. Once you're in, there's leg room for even taller drivers.
Yeah, and headroom too. And the gauging is nice. It's odd, actually, that the speedometer's way over there and your other gauge cluster is closer to you, but I like the Bantam insignia on it.
Yeah, the Bantam script in the center.
Cute little commercial vehicle. You wouldn't be hauling too much with it.
No, they had a load capacity of 250 pounds.
250 pounds. And it looks like, judging from the grain, it's an oak bed, but then painted black. They would have done that?
Yes,
too?
they did.
Well, what powers the Bantam?
It's an overhead 4-cylinder inline 4, 45 cubic inches, 20 horsepower.
Wow. Let's go have a look at that monster.
Okay.
That's a cute little thing.
There it is, all 20 horsepower.
Man, 6 volt, I assume?
Yes, it is.
And the other thing is it looks pretty easy to work. I mean, the whole thing looks easy to work on. Everything's bolted together. The fenders are bolted on. It's almost like a kit car.
It was a very simple design.
It's great. Closer back up. I mean, this is a nice little ride. And people must love this.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you been to this show before?
This is our first time.
What do you think?
It's very nicely run. We're enjoying ourselves. The weather cooperated today.
Well, you guys got prime real estate here, right?
It couldn't be better, right here on the water.
Well, great place for a 39 Bantam commercial pickup, I would say.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot for bringing it out, Mark.
Thank you, Dennis.
Cool ride. Welcome back to My Classic Car. Martin, this is a gorgeous car, and it's a massive car. This is a 59 Chrysler Imperial, right?
Right.
Now, have you always been an Imperial guy?
Oh yeah, I like always Chrysler. We had a 1956 in Cuba, and when we came here to the United States, we decided to start looking for one.
Start looking for it. Now,
Yeah.
when did you come to the U.S.?
1961.
That was a good time to come.
Yes.
Yes, it was. Where did you find this one?
In Pennsylvania.
How rough was it?
Wasn't that bad, but they still need a little restoration.
How long was the restoration?
About 3 years.
Wow. And this is a car where they were just looking for places to put chrome. One of the pieces I like is I love this strip here. Strictly for decoration,
Right.
no other use, but I like how it kind of peaks. But I think it was the interior that I was most taken by, that kind of cream color. And is it leather?
It's leather. Yeah.
Man, and your dash push button transmission.
Transmission.
Do the seats swivel?
Yeah, let me open the door.
Oh, I always,
That's for the ladies.
for the ladies, I always love that feature. It's so nice. And of course in '59, they were up against the Cadillac with its, crazy fins and everything. And you can see this is an answer to that. It's a little bit more understated though.
But still very elegant.
Very elegant.
Yeah.
And I love these rings here. And again, that's all open underneath there. The restoration on this is outstanding. I mean,
Thank you.
And again, we're not telling your wife what it costs.
No.
Now, what's the engine in this car?
I got a 413.
Let's go look at it.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, you did it up right in here too, didn't you?
Yes.
That is like showroom fresh.
Thank you.
So I imagine it's all rebuilt.
Everything has been rebuilt. Yeah.
Now, I mean, it looks like a showroom car. It looks like a show car. Do you drive this at all?
No, just to show.
This just to show us,
Yeah.
huh? And have you been to this event before? To the
Oh yes,
Exner
we have
class?
been here quite a few years.
Do you always bring a car?
Always bring a car.
So you have some nice stuff, huh?
Yes,
Oh, you
yes.
do. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, this is, in my opinion, this is one of the prettiest cars here, Mark.
Thank you very much.
59 Chrysler Imperial.
Right.
You're a lucky man.
Thank
and
you.
I won't tell your wife.
Okay.
Welcome back to My Classic Car. Well, Terry, I know this is a car show, but this Chris Craft, this is a classic boat. We got to talk about this, baby.
Oh, yeah.
This is a fabulous boat. What, a 1955 Cobra?
It is. It's a 1955 Chris Craft Cobra. It's the 21-foot model. They made two. They made an 18 and a 21.
How many of these did they make?
They made a total in 1955 was the only year they built them, and they made 108 total boats.
That's it.
108 total.
How many do you think are still around?
Well, I have the records for most of the boats because I'm part of the Cobra Collectors Club, so I can account for 80 of them.
But this is the most beautiful Chris Craft I've ever seen. Is this sort of the holy grail?
Well, this boat right here is the most sought-after collector boat after World War II.
Is that right?
Yeah, this is the premier boat that everybody is looking for. Everybody's hoping to find one of these in a barn like an old car,
Yeah.
So
Good
yeah.
luck on that.
I know.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like a hot rod. I mean, it's unbelievable, and it's all that mahogany up here, and then what's this wood? The yellow.
This is all mahogany also. It's
Just stained?
It's a staining process, and this is what we call blonde deck. So this is a blonde deck boat with the king plank, and all the dash area here is all blonde, but it's the same lumber. It's a different process of staining.
I see.
And then you varnish over the top, and the varnish turns this into this blonde look. It's got all Stewart Warner gauges that were custom made for Chris Craft. The steering wheel is out of a 49 Chrysler.
Is it really?
It is. It's a 49 Chrysler wheel.
Oh, it's so sleek though,
Yeah.
and what an incredibly long deck here.
Yeah, this foredeck here is actually what makes the boat. When you're in the water, it feels like you're looking 100 yards in front of you because that's got that beautiful look out through the windshield there.
You've named it Hemi Under Glass.
That's correct.
And why is that?
This is Chris Craft's first experiment with fiberglass. The hatch and the fin are actually fiberglass.
And under there is a Hemi. How big?
It's a 331 cubic inch Hemi, 200 horse, original marine engine.
Can we have a look at it?
Oh, let's do it.
All right.
The sun is in a perfect angle
Oh,
to take a look
man.
at that, but that's a Chrysler 331 marine Hemi engine.
That is unbelievable.
And this is how it came. It actually came just like this. This is all factory original. The carburetors are two little 1 barrels. Here's the 6-volt battery because it was a 6-volt system.
Ooh. Well, Mike, I got to tell you, this car, I saw this last night. I'm in my hotel room. I'm up on the 8th floor. I'm looking out the window, down in the parking lot. This car, as I went, oh man, this thing is beautiful. Sitting down, all the way down, she's just as smooth and sleek as could be. And I'm thinking, that's got to look great sliding down the street. It's actually a Merc, right? It's a 40 Merc?
That's correct. It's a 40 Merc that's been It's been chopped 7 inches in the rear and 5 inches in the front.
This has got to be a nightmare to chop. This has got to be a tough car to work on.
Very tough car to chop because of the bulbous roof
Yeah.
on 40 Mercs. It's a hard car to get lowered and get the profile to look correct.
So you took a section out?
I took a section out across here, and this has been cut up here to move the windshield up
Yeah.
into the roof a little bit more.
And then you laid the window forward?
Laid the window forward and brought that down, and then put a piece of metal in here. All this is custom cut all around the window frames here. All these frames are hand built, and I had them chromed. So everything, once you cut the top, everything changes.
Everything.
You got to make all new.
This is a phenomenal amount of work.
It is. It's 2 years of my life in this car.
Wow. And the interior, you know, that's a stock 40 dash, and this was only the second year for Merc. They came in 39, right?
That is correct.
What an interesting color.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is telephone truck green. This was
Seriously?
Yes, and it was a color that was put out for the commercial industry for all the telephone trucks. And I
Never
found
went
it
on a car.
Never on a car
Until this one.
till this one. That's right.
Now you got a badged caddy. You have a caddy engine.
I do.
Let's have a look at it.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, that's packed in there. So what am I looking at? Cadillac, obviously.
That's
but
a 500-inch Cadillac Eldorado engine. It's a 74 motor that's been completely rebuilt. This is typical of the cars that used to roam the streets in LA back in the early 50s, the customs.
And I bet it gets a ton of attention.
Very much attention. Yes, the car is so unique. The color, everything about it.
Looks like it caught the eye of somebody else here. So you
Yes,
got the
apparently I've got
Sponsor's Choice
Sponsor
award?
choice. Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
I'll tell you, it was, like I say, from the 8th floor, it looked fabulous. Up close, it's even better.
Thank you.
Beautiful. 40 Merc. What a job, Mike.
Thank you.
Man. Welcome back to My Classic Car. Well, Jim, this is an interesting car. This is a 74 Jensen Interceptor III, right?
Yes.
Man, you do not see these cars very much at all anymore. They didn't make too many of them to begin with, did they?
No, about 500 a year is all they ever made.
Over a period of how long?
About 10 years.
Man.
And they were handmade too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing that looks like these cars. The front end looks very, British to me, and I love the Interceptor and the Jensen insignia. But all of this it looks like cast aluminum
It's all cast aluminum, yeah, individual cut pieces and bolted together.
to create that
to
grill.
create the grill, yeah.
Well, it's got a real Euro touring look to it, and the louvered hood and everything, look kind of a hot rod look. But these were interesting because they're a British car, but they're Chrysler powered, right?
Right.
And was she in this shape?
I was very lucky to find it in this condition. It's just right now, it just has 38,000 miles on it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
But,
Well, I always heard that these were really solid, great touring cars. I've never driven one, but they're just great out on the road.
It is. It's wonderful. Once you get, not a quarter-mile car, but
Yeah.
once you get it
Get
on
it
the
up and going.
highway and get it up to speed, it
Once
rides
you get a head of
nice.
steam, she
Yeah.
can, like a freight train.
Once you get it rolling.
Interior looks great. It's that original interior.
Most of it is. The front seats have been recovered, but everything else is original inside.
Boy, it's all the gauges, and you really can tell what's going on. It looks very, very Euro inside.
Yeah, very British, all the Smith's gauges. Yeah.
And it's surprising how narrow the car is. It kind of narrows up in the back, but it's a big car, but it's not a wide car, really. Man, so when they started doing these, they put the Chrysler 383 in them. Later on, they put the 440s.
440.
What does this have?
This has the 440.
Let's have a look at that baby.
All right.
There she is.
There, yeah.
Chrysler 440. But man, set pretty far back, pretty far down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get the balance on the car,
Weight distribution,
weight
right?
distribution. Yeah.
And obviously you drive this baby. But that's the fun of this
That's
car.
why. Yeah, I love driving it.
Man,
Yeah.
Jim, thanks a lot for bringing
Thank
it
you.
out. 74 Jensen Interceptor III. I love it. Oh man, we had a blast at the Lake Mirror Classic. This show's got it all. Rods, customs, true classics, even Amphi cars. You gotta check this one out.